I'm gonna make this full res. So we'll pretend this is the title of my movie, okay? I'm going to go File, Import File, or just double click in the empty spot, bring in my ink. Now, we'll drag it in here and let's take a look at it. This is ink drops being dropped into water, video clips, but they shot it against white, okay? So if I scrub through here, you see what's happening. If they shot this against a green screen and we removed the green, we could use as an alpha matte. But this is tone, white, grays, and black. So we can use it as a Luma Matte. The matte goes above, you know, like you put a mask over your face. Here's my text. I'm in my switches. I need to be in my modes. I click switches and modes. The layer below that's going to be revealed, I choose Luma Matte. Now watch what's going to happen. It's going away, okay? Because of the way this was shot. So if I just choose Luma inverted, now it's being added on. So everyone's seen that effect before. And that happened pretty quick. If you want it to be slower and more cinematic, I can right click the video clip. This only works with video clips. Time stretch. If you look at the original duration, it's 10 seconds, and there's new duration. So if I change this 100 to 200, that slowed it down because it's now 20 seconds, so it's half speed. Now it's coming in a little bit slower. So that's one way of bringing in different elements. And like I said, you might say, well, what's a leader? What's a light leak? I'm going to go over this right here. Let me zoom in. Okay. So I have the movie clip selected in the project panel. Above the project panel, I get a thumbnail that shows me a little bit about that clip. Then it's got the name, how many times it's used in my animation. But more importantly, it tells me the aspect ratio. This is a 2K video clip. 1920 by 1080 is 2K resolution. 1.0, that means this was shot with a digital camera. Digital cameras use square pixels. Old film cameras used rectangular pixels. It's 10 seconds long. It was shot at 29.97 frames per second. It's in color, and there's no audio. That's just some of the information we can get looking in our project panel. I'm going to bring in all of those. There's my light, my lens flare, my leader, and my light leak. I'm going to put my title on blue just so we can see what's happening here. Making a new solid, make it a little bit darker. Behind, the title is going to be colored by the ink. The ink is black and white values. That's why it's got some black text. I could probably tint it if I want to, but all right, let's start off with a light leak. I'll throw that over top. Light effects work best with a screen blend mode, because that's going to get rid of the darker color backgrounds and blend it over the text. So where this stops, I can hit Command-Shift-D to split the layer. Take a look at my next light leak, which is starting about here. I'm going to trim the beginning of that. That's what the next leak looks like. I can just keep going until I find one I like. This one. So I'm going to do that. So there's my fancy stuff happening. Then a light leak comes in. It stops there. So I trim the end of the layer. That's a light leak. Leaders. You see, this says volume. You've seen these at the beginning of old films. So I could trim that there. And now make my timeline a little bigger. Okay, so that's good. I can select these, slide them down. So there's the leader. Let's have it stop right here. And I could even probably change the blend mode. Let's try. the multiply gets rid of the white at the end. So now I've got my leader, and that multiply, removing the white, got a little bit of that leader grunge happening. Let me drag that out a little bit longer. See, like that. I could even drag it out longer if I wanted. Then the light leak comes in. I'm just showing you different ways of dressing up your video. So that was the leader, the light leak. Last is trusty old lens flare. And I'll put that right here at the end. This is a light effect. So I'm going to want to use a screen blend mode to get rid of the dark part. And there you have it. A little bit of texture, a little bit of lens grit. Add a little bit of life to that still image. Now let's play it back. Leader, right there. I could trim out that part whenever I want, but I just chose to have that there. Blending mode gets rid of the white. There's our Luma inverted matte. There's our light leak. And there's the lens flare. 3 different ways to dress up a design we already just did. Now, let's kick this up a notch, because that's what we do here. So that's looking pretty cool. I could probably even get rid of the beginning of this leader if it's a little too, over the top. I could change the endpoint of it. Select everything, slide it down. Hold down shift to snap it. There we go. Okay, so we got that happening. Now, what if, so here's our light leak right there. So if I duplicate my text one more time, duplicate. Is that the light leak? Yeah. I could set that to an alpha matte. And we should see, you know what? Let's take off the screen and change it to normal. Does it do? Oh, I see what I did wrong. No one called me out on it. Did anyone catch it yet?
Is the mascot on top? I don't know.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Oh, cool.
I just have to switch my layer stack. And I could change this to normal if I want to make it really pop. Alpha matte. Now it's going to be inside there. See, now it's even more intense. And it's just inside that type for a little bit of liveliness. Like such. So that's just showing you different things you can do. You could put light leaks and lens flares inside of alpha layers, or you can have it affect everything on the screen. It's your call as a designer. I could probably even drag this out if I wanted to and really go wild with it. Like I said, it's all about experimenting, pushing your ideas, but still having motion design in there. It's not just about visual effects and compositing. You want to have some good, clean motion in there as well, rather than just, all gimmicks. It's like right here, there's just too much dead space. Like so I'm going to go page up. I would cut this here, split that layer, scrub through. If you're going to use elements, make sure you're using only the best, like the best of the best. And I'll start that there. You don't want any dead space or boring stuff in there or accidental things. That's just using the Luma Matte, Luma Invert Matte over a photo. Since this photo has no alpha, I'm going to try and use extract to get rid of the white background. Pre-compose this just so there's no confusion when I'm doing my VFX. And I just use that silhouetted pre-comp as an alpha matte for the lens flare I put inside the image. So it's really just think about your workflow and how you want to dress up your motion. All right, I'll see everyone Thursday night. Have a good evening. And if you have any ideas or more storyboards to show me, make sure you reach out to me via email. Thanks.